Hello, my name is David Reed. You're watching The Wormhole Extremists with Yvonne Cahill
That's me.
and Nicole Rodriguez Galdo.
Hello, that's me.
How are we all doing?
I'm
Doing
excited
well.
to argue.
With
Let's
Pelops?
go. Yep.
Yeah, I would try my best to come up with like constructive criticism, being that
Okay.
I've only had a couple of hours sleep.
That right there, that was a weird little thing. They came straight through and then it turned off at like within a second
Yes,
of
I've
it
written that
dialing.
down as well.
Yeah.
This
Like
game is
even
apparently
without
on power save.
Yeah.
It is on power save mode. Yeah, absolutely.
Even without the list of the Stargate weird mistakes, that was one that I always noticed and went, oh, that was weird. So I like this episode because I really love Greek mythology. It's a cool thing that you don't get to see much of in Stargate.
Where was the
That's
Malp?
true. That is actually another little glip apparently.
Yeah.
With that you didn't see the mount come through, but then you saw it off to the side for like a split second.
Oh, it is there?
Oh, maybe they sent
Apparently.
it beforehand then and then dialed again.
Well, that's the thing. I mean,
Yeah.
he didn't seem to notice the Malp.
No. I do like this introduction. It's such a dramatic start to an episode.
Yeah, it's pretty intense, man.
Yeah.
It really is.
And the way that they're like about to
I love how
to
they
look at
I
Sam.
don't love, but they just sort of look at Sam just like, you should know
Yeah,
about
like I don't
childbirth.
love it
You're
because she's a woman, but she's like, excuse me. Yeah, like that.
she has the parts, but she hasn't got the training.
Yeah.
What do you do in a situation? I don't know. Push. You know?
Yeah.
Jeez.
This is one of those episodes that I like because it's just so self-contained and it's just like I find it to be a really fun one, despite all the issues with it. I think it's a good time.
Well, surprisingly, it's got like an IMBD rating of like 7.3 out of 10.
Which is better than a lot of other episodes. So
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
It's just definitely not one of my favorites. And if I do like a fast rewatch through the series, I always skip it.
Oh my god.
I'm just
Okay.
not-
Well, this is gonna be
I'm
really interesting.
Just not thrilled by this episode. I mean, it's I'm already kind of cringing.
Oh wow. So I get really excited for like the lab. So I actually watched this the other day to kind of like I tried to watch it with like your guys' kind of lens almost. I was trying to be really critical while watching it, being like, okay, let's really kind of look at this and really try and see what the actual issues are and remove my rose tinted goggles.
And I'm hoping to come away liking it more, frankly.
Yeah,
So-
well, my boyfriend and I were watching it together and he was like, man, this is such a good episode. And I was
Really?
like, yeah.
Oh,
So,
wow. You're both
yeah.
so wrong.
No, don't be like that. Maybe we can
No,
come to a
I'm
new
just being
understanding. Wouldn't it be
silly.
nice to come to a new understanding on it? Well, wouldn't it be nice if you and I walked away loving it and Nicole walked away hating it?
Ironic. That would be so funny.
You know what? I'm gonna try and keep an open mind.
Yeah.
But I was like, when I was doing my research, I saw like the most crude description of the episode, and it was just O'Neill is drugged and contracts a deadly STD.
Wow, that actually was texted.
That's really
a text
funny.
somewhere.
Yeah, someone had written that as like
Wow.
their
As the description.
synopsis of the episode. Yeah.
I mean, it's accurate. It's a
It is
crude,
accurate.
accurate.
So this
description.
revealed that Daniel has helped deliver a baby before.
I'm assuming the last time was like
One, apparently. One.
like I'm jealous that we don't get to see the last time we do it. You know, I'm assuming it went well and he had a good time, liked helping people. You know, I'd like to help someone give birth. That'd be really interesting. You know.
Oh, if something went wrong, I don't know how I'd live with myself.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be in
that's it.
charge. I'd be like on the side helping. I'd hold a leg
A
up,
safe
like
distance.
Sam just did.
The written
Do what
guarantee
Sam
of the
just
baby's
did.
perfect health.
Yeah.
Also, apparently, Daniel mispronounces the name of the ancient city. He says, is it my Senia? It should be my Senia.
Senia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
I always liked
Mark?
when she got up immediately because when she stands up, I always thought of that as like, is she just feeling like immensely better because of the illness that
Maybe
not
the
illness, but the
healing,
virus that she
yeah.
has?
I think
I
they
just
move
assume that the
through life
healing
very
is
quickly.
a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She doesn't have time to be in bed
they
for like
don't.
2 weeks. She'll be old by that
Isn't
time.
it 100 days?
Well, that's it.
That they live for.
It's 100
days.
days. Yeah.
Yep.
These guys are so naive and sweet, though. Like, this planet is just a bunch of really
They're
naive,
children.
sweet people. Literally. It's kind of why I forgive this episode for all the little things and the one big thing, because it's like it's really innocent, you know, like they don't realize what they're doing is wrong. They've been taught in their culture that what they're doing is correct, and there are loads of cultures around the world that we may not agree with what they do, because, you know, everyone's different. So I don't agree in drugging people. However,
That's
in
good.
this episode, I look on it with a bit of a bitter view, but I can't be so angry because it's 1997 and she didn't mean it like that.
Well, the fact of the matter is,
I don't know if that's
you're
a good
dealing with
excuse.
children here.
Yeah.
That don't.
Well, it's not like they have any elders to learn from either.
Right,
like
no.
they're
No,
all,
they just learn from
they're all
Kellogg's.
really
acceptable in
young.
their culture, and she
Yeah.
goes and does it, and that's the main reason why he doesn't take it out on her.
Yeah,
You
it's not her
know?
fault. She got taught that this is the way,
Yes.
and that's it. Which, again, you can't fault people who have been kind of brainwashed to think, you know, things
know,
that we don't consider okay.
I don't know, it's kind of a bit delicate, I guess, but I was thinking
That's
about
really
this
good.
earlier today, and doesn't Jack at some stage mention that he was like a prisoner of war?
Yep.
He was like an Iraqi,
Iraqi
prisoner.
prisoner.
I just think
Yep.
like, I wonder if he went through anything like really traumatic in there, and then
I
he
would
gets,
suspect
you know,
so.
he gets like physically assaulted in this episode.
But he doesn't see it as physical assault, really. He doesn't see it that way.
But like, yeah,
he
it just sort of,
I get where you're coming from.
Got me thinking.
Good old marriage cake.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a good cake. It looks like just a really big cookie.
Kind of looks like shortbread, like really
That's
thick
it.
shortbread.
That's it, Evie. Shortbread
Like
with flowers on it.
Covered in flowers, and like it almost looks like tomato paste or something. I don't know.
I hope it's jam and not tomato paste.
Yes.
Well, what is better is he appears to take a few bites of it.
Well,
so.
apparently it's delicious.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh,
Well,
dear.
she's excited.
Well, because she's getting married in 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's the thing. It's like you just don't have time to have these little conversations because it's their culture.
Oh, here he goes.
You know?
You would have thought from this they would have learned not to eat anything. Sorry, just look at his face.
I know.
Not to eat anything prepared by
At what point? I mean,
anyone that
it's
they
the
visit,
Indiana
but-
Jones argument. You're insulting them.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah,
embarrassing
you don't wanna
me.
insult them.
Eat it.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, you got to eat the monkey brains.
Temple of Doom is a good time.
Oh, man.
It really was.
Like, people are like, it's the worst one. I'm like, they're all good.
Let's just not talk about the crystal skull.
Oh, sorry, as by all good, I mean the original 3. I completely forgot the Crystal Skull existed. I
Yeah.
removed it from my brain.
And like there's a new one coming out shortly too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm nervous.
Their reports are they have begun reshoots for the ending. The film was so poorly received. By
Oh,
test
from like the test
audiences.
audience.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
But anyway, back to Stargate.
Yes, look how magnificent she looks, like a butterfly.
Hummingbird.
Yeah,
It is quite a cool like outfit, and I guess she's got good rhythm.
I saw her in an episode of the X-Files, and I was like, "Oh
Really?
my god, it's Kendra!" I was like, "Damn, girl."
I think I read somewhere that she'd given up acting.
Well, it was around early to mid X-Files, so it was like around the time that this season would have
Yep.
been. So I think she probably gave it up around sometime after this. Yeah, like they try to stop them, and it's just like, nope, sorry. Yeah, I can't fault her. This is what they were taught. This is how they did it. I mean, so this guy is married to the lovely lady that I forgot the name of, who's in pink.
Yes.
And when they got together, I'm assuming that she gave him a cake. He got drugged, and then they slept together, and then
Correct.
they had a baby within like a
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
So I can't fault her because every single person on this planet is doing it to each other, and it's considered
But
okay.
why don't the remaining members of SG1 kind of push to get to Jack or to help him out? They just sort of just stand back. They don't really put up
maybe
much of
it
a,
was like a
much of a
cultural.
fight.
They didn't want to like really push it. Maybe they
I
hoped
don't
they
know,
weren't
but I
gonna
just feel
bank.
like in later seasons they would have done a bit more.
They have, yeah. It appears that they have a procedure for encountering people like this off-world, and they're following it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Or maybe they learned
Lockwatcher.
from it, and that's why they put in different measurements later on as a result of what happened here.
Potentially. Lockwatcher asked in the chat, is this Jericho Beach Park? It's not, is it?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I
no,
don't know
I don't
if it
think I
is.
wrote down where it was filmed.
Let's do some research at some point. Oof, this is super awkward. This is so awkward because it's in the early days. It's like, oh, this is not good.
To them or you, yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about that later.
They just go to bed after the sun goes down.
Am I remembering correctly? But RDA really hated this storyline.
I'm not surprised.
I mean, that makes
we
sense.
never see him in bed again, really. I mean, we do.
Yeah.
We do in what
Season
Threads?
8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but never making love.
My favorite episodes
No.
and Evie's favorite episodes. Good time. I like she keeps being like, hey, let's talk about it. Stop avoiding it, Jack.
Right?
Yeah, I love it's like something we ate. What about something you drank? Like literally you're drinking something right now. Could it have been that?
I love that they just realized that it's like drugs.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, this makes sense.
Yes, she
yeah,
did.
there you go.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, the mac and cheese or whatever.
See, it's a very exciting episode. I watched this as a kid and I was like, whoa, what is happening? You know? And it was just so exciting because literally anything can happen when you're watching. This is one of those those episodes where there's like an intriguing mystery that's been built up in like a different way from like other episodes where it's like it's all very self-contained.
It's the story is it unfolds in quite a good way. Like it unfolds very gradually and it builds, and yeah, I'll give it that much.
Thank you, Evie. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Because like you don't think it's got anything to do with that statue. That's not like the first thing that comes to mind.
No, that's what's really cool. It's in Stargate. Stargate's the kind of show where, you know, they're never really going to permanently die, but when their lives are at risk, there's always occasionally, but they come back at some point. But the one of the exciting elements is when you're watching it and you're like, oh, I don't actually know how they're going to fix this problem. You know, you can't figure it out. And then when the show surprises you, like it's going to, it's really just nice.
I loved the set design for this episode.
Me too. Look how beautiful
the set design is beautiful.
Richard Hudolin and his team really went all out.
I love Teal'c in this episode as well. He doesn't say much, but the things he says are great.
Well, that's just so him. Like the first few seasons, he's doesn't say much, but what he speaks with purpose.
Yeah,
he doesn't waffle.
I love that they've just like, I feel so bad for these people. They've been limited so badly.
Yeah, and they have no clue. They've just got nothing to compare it to. Yeah.
It's the first episode that'll feature the tablets.
Yes, it is the first episode to feature the tablets.
Raywood says blissful
and also
the first, overrated here. Yes, it is.
The first mention of nanite technology.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, and apparently Gary Jones is credited, but he doesn't actually make an appearance. Just a funny little fact.
He's credited in the episode, but he's not actually in it?
Yeah, apparently.
Interesting. Maybe been from a deleted scene.
Yeah, maybe. Unless it's like, I don't know, like you hear his voice or something.
Yeah. So interestingly enough, I've always thought of the tablet being the opposite way around. Is it supposed to be, is that upside down or upside up? Because I swear every other time we see a tablet like that in the show, they're reading it and it's the other way around.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think. Because every time I watch this episode, I get funny.
Huh.
Yeah.
I've always loved the effect.
Yeah, the way that they move. Oh, when I watched as a kid, I was like, "Yo, this is mad. What is happening?"
It's
This is when you
baby
first
Danelle.
really. Is this the first time you really realize something's wrong? This is sweet of her. What?
What?
Something's wrong.
Yep.
He's got that pyramid
That
scar.
tri-point. Oh yeah, but not like that.
Yeah.
Very slowly.
That's too fast.
Yeah.
There you go. They've said 100 blissful days.
They're not going to understand that.
No, I love the way that Jack has to simplify it. It's good because they need someone to simplify this stuff.
That's why Jack's there. Doesn't waste any time, does he?
So Jack technically committed a crime. However, it's a sticky situation in that the woman is looks and her everything has developed.
Well,
to
I
be
found
older.
I found a website that talks about like TV tropes, and they had like a list of tropes with this one, and there was one I hadn't heard of before. They called it a Mayfly to December romance, which is a romance between two people with vastly different life expectancies.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And that's a trope.
A nice way to put it.
It's a trope, apparently.
That's really funny.
So Pelops was a progenitor to Nirti.
Nitty, yeah.
Yes.
There weren't a lot of gold scientists.
I love the Gould scientists. They really intrigue me.
Thoth. Yeah.
I think I appreciate them more than the other ones, because the other ones are just accumulating
Power-hungry.
technology and knowledge from other people. But
Yeah.
at least these Goa'ulds are finding the answers themselves, you know?
Yeah.
And Nettie's doing really evil things. And this guy's Pelops is doing really evil things to people in order to, you know, forward his own science and knowledge. So
I appreciate them for those reasons too.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I don't appreciate them, but in a story, you want a villain
I get
who's
it.
actually,
Yes.
you know.
Fictionally. And that was Jack.
Uh-oh.
I'm surprised they haven't checked in with home yet.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah.
Aren't they supposed to check in like once a day, at least?
I would have thought, yeah, they'd like have to check in like every 12 to 24 hours or something.
So I had a bit of an existential crisis when I was growing up. And this episode kind of is very comforting for me because I always think, you know, I could just have 100 days and that would suck. I got quite a good long life, and I should really appreciate what I got.
That's the message, isn't it?
Yeah,
to
and
make
it's
the
really
most of every day.
Yeah. And I kind of like that. Although this episode makes me think other bad things of like, hey, am I like, has my life been shortened by a Gould? Am I supposed to live 100,000 years instead? So.
Do
you have something you want to say, Evie?
Yeah, I was going to say, apparently, for those who are curious, this episode takes place over the spate of 1.5 weeks.
Yep.
Really?
Apparently. Based on how
he ages.
Yeah, how he ages.
Every time we have this container, something goes bad.
Literally.
Yes, it does. It really does.
Like this goes downhill.
It's bad news. It's a bad news box.
It is.
Hey, 3.5-inch floppies.
Literally, when I watched this the other day, my friend was with me, and she was like, "Is that a floppy disk?" And I was like, "Faye, it's 1997
through season 7." Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't this the first time we like see nanites?
This is the first nanite episode, yes.
And this video would not have fit on a floppy disk.
Maybe they had some futuristic Area 51 made floppy disks.
Oh, Poor
Man, I
General
forget General
Hammond.
Hammond must sleep. Like, yeah, he can't always be awake, ready to help.
No.
He needs some downtime too.
Oh, it happens fast.
That
You
receding
know what I was
hairline.
thinking? You know how like RDA didn't like the whole forehead thing in Broker Divide?
Correct.
Like, yeah, but why is he so open to it in this episode? Only a few
I
episodes
don't know
later.
that he was.
I feel like this
He
was
may
his
be picking
punishment.
battles.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe this was like a, hey, you didn't do it that time. Do it this time.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, he's an executive producer, so he got scripts early
Mm.
and had a chance to voice his concerns. But at the same time, you know, he is more responsible for that show than just an actor. So
I wish he
True.
voices concerns on a lot of other episodes that I really dislike. Maybe changed a few things.
I mean, you wouldn't, yeah.
I buy him aging. After all that we've been through in the last couple of years, I don't buy them. I mean, I didn't before, but I even less now buy them just devising a cure before he's dead to reverse him back to precisely where he was. So maybe in a Star Trek future, but not with our level of technology.
Yeah.
My boyfriend was watching this with me, and he was like, "Yeah, they totally like got this wrong." And I'm like, "In what sense, Peta?" And he was like, "Well, it's the. Have you seen RDA in real life now?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's a pretty good point, actually."
He was ill. So
Well,
Yes.
RDA or,
Yeah.
like, or
Yes.
in real life, you're saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
He has
he's gone
Cushing's.
through is not normal.
No,
No.
I'm saying he looks fantastic. I'm saying the show aged him so poorly by comparison, is what my boyfriend was saying.
See.
Yeah, he looks amazing in
Yeah.
real life compared to how they aged him in this.
Yeah, exactly. My boyfriend was like, they like really overdid the poor guy. Didn't do him justice.
They wanted to drive the dragger home.
Yeah.
Had to make
Good old
it
Junior.
look really dramatic.
Mm.
I wonder how many pages of alien text that device has on it.
Yeah. Gene Diata says the computers are really the only thing that dates the show. You know, yeah, I mean, there are loads of little like things, but like the computers,
It
seeing
kind
them
of
really
is.
does date it.
Yep.
Because I find like even because I think because it's military and they're wearing uniform, you can't even sort of age the TV show based on the fashion because they're all
No.
wearing the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe the
So
hair.
it's only
maybe.
maybe, but I mean, you could even put that down to the military, especially with Sam. But
Yeah.
yeah, but when they go like outside of the base, that's when you're like, yeah, you wouldn't be able to wear that now.
Yeah. Season 10, though, everyone's outfits were relatively banger. Everyone had good outfits, I think, in season 10, because obviously it was 2007 by that point. So
I was just watching season 8, like just a couple of hours
there are
ago.
a couple of stinkies in there in outfits.
And I was watching the one with is it Charles Shaughnessy from The Nanny?
Yes.
And Sam was wearing a lot of like casual clothes in that.
Yes,
and
that's true.
you could really tell when it was filmed just based purely on what she was wearing.
Dan Ben said they made characters on the last episode of SG1. Yeah, and they were in space. I feel like they shouldn't have aged them so much. There is actually an inaccuracy that I have with the fact that Teal'c doesn't age like a lot. When Braytak's like 133, and like in season 5, Teal'c's like what 106. So surely like Teal'c should look as old as Braytak by the time, or older by the time
after Unending, yes.
Yeah.
He does exceed his age, but that's one of those little quirks that they kind of quietly set aside.
Yeah.
Because he's around 100 now.
Yeah, and Braytak's 133, so now.
There you go.
And this is so sweet. I feel so bad for her.
I feel a little bad for her.
So innocent. She's really innocent. She doesn't know what she did wrong. She doesn't know that it is wrong.
Yeah, well, she's kind of got the mind of a child.
Exactly.
Well,
that's why it's not her fault.
Yeah.
Like, look, this poor naive girl thought she was in love and thought she found the man of her dreams, who she was gonna have kids with and live the rest of her 70
short
days.
life with, yeah.
Yeah.
There's also apparently a slight inconsistency with Jack's age. He says that he's 40 in this episode.
He does, yes.
But in
he's-
Fragile Balance, he shows his ID card and it says 1952, so he would have been 45 in
Fragile Balance
1997.
is, oh yeah.
Yeah, there's no way that O'Neill's 40 in this episode.
Yeah.
No offense, Rick.
No. I mean, he could have just been rounding down.
Wasn't he like 48
been, yeah.
or 49 here already?
He would have
50,
been,
like.
he was born in 1950. So
Yep.
yeah, he would have been 40,
47, 48. Yeah. I do like this, but his delivery of it is really harsh.
Yep.
Mm.
Well,
however, they don't listen. Yeah. These people is so hard in denial. He's just like, I'm done.
Yeah. Oh, can you see on the left-hand side, you can see where his wig is coming away from his side of his face?
Oh, I've never noticed that before. How could you?
On his left or our left?
His left.
Our left. See, there's
Our
like
left, sorry,
peeling.
yes.
I'm pointing, but you can't see me.
I see it.
Even me pointing.
I'm literally pointing at the screen. I'm like, wait, they can't see me.
All right.
Hello,
Here
Twisty.
we go.
Oh, exciting scene. When I was a kid, I was like, yo, it was before I'd seen all the big space battles and had all that big fun. So this is like the most drama I'd get out of an episode.
What, the quick disintegration of the gloves?
Yeah.
How do they do
exactly.
that? How do they do that? Like from a it's probably just made of something brittle.
Oh wait, because it's like made of rubber? Can't you like freeze it with that like I can't remember what the type of misty thing you can spray it with is, but like is it like nitrogen or something? And like it can like cause rubber to like disintegrate or something.
Yeah, she went with one pair of intact ones to another pair that got damaged every time she moved them, and then they just went even further with it. So
I always imagine they use that kind of thing. He looks ancient already.
Yeah, he's writing a letter to Sarah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Wow. And he brings her up again in Solitudes, and that's it, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Ray Wood said, I do hope he didn't get that prostate problem in real life that he mentions in this episode.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Age.
And O'Neill's about to lead a revolt.
It's really exciting. This is like one of the I think it's one of like really strong moments in this episode for me, because I just love the fact that they do that.
Yeah. Is it just me, or does RDA change his accent slightly as he gets older?
Oh,
he does.
100%.
To me, he sounds kind of like Southern or something. I'm like, why? Why would you do that?
It's just it's just the acting choice that he went with.
Yeah.
He spends so much time stuck on planets after things go wrong for him.
Mm-hmm. That's
Like,
true. 100 days.
He does.
Or,
like
100
days,
yeah. 100 days the episode.
There's that episode in season
is it
4 or 5,
Paradise
The
Lost, or
Lights?
it's called Paradise Lost?
Oh, and Paradise Lost, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
He's always getting just trapped somewhere for like a good few days or a good week or two, and it's like, yeah.
Wouldn't it be a shame if he actually struck them down?
I literally was thinking that.
You don't know about this individual technology.
This is why when I'm like, you know, I'm a good middle ground when it comes to religion, but like I'm never gonna like go out and start insulting religious figures, because I never know when, you know, I'm gonna get struck
The wrath
down.
will be
Yeah.
The wrath will be showered upon you.
It's like, just because I don't have 100% belief doesn't mean it's not real, you know. So
There's often some basis in fact.
exactly, and I'm never gonna
True.
like sit there and just say nothing, like say definitively this thing is not real. So
I actually saw like a really cool sketch that an artist had done of that village.
Don't sit there, Jack.
I was gonna say don't sit
bad
there.
idea.
No, that's a bad.
There's
that's a
some
bad
wonderful
spot.
sketches that were produced for this episode.
It was like a prop works thing, I think it was sold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
We had for this one, we had one that had like a like a thin plastic overlay that you could peel back and put back, and on the top of it, it had like just different
Like
levels of
layers.
layers. Uh-huh.
Oh, that's so
It was
cool.
it was on a thicker poster board.
That's awesome.
Yep.
This one was it was like the outside of, it was
The
sort of
temple?
looking over the water, and it was
Okay.
looking on the outside of the village.
Oh,
And it had
okay.
like a few people in the foreground like walking along the beach.
Yep.
One of the reasons I now struggle to watch the earlier seasons of the show is because the off-world stuff, they really have limits in their budget and what they can do. And when they stay on base, they're kind of able to, it doesn't, sometimes the sets can look a bit cheaper because of the age and because of what they had. When they stay on base, it doesn't look as cheap or as budgeted, because they're able to just stay on the base, which is really, I think the base is like the best set in the show, obviously. And they can do things like the black hole episode, which I think looks fantastic for 1998. So I really struggle sometimes to go back to these ones, because I'm like, oh, I don't love that. But this is an episode where I really liked the sets. I thought it was really good.
Nice and sharp. And there he goes. You meant
See,
no
look.
harm.
Aww.
See, she's like crying. It's really sweet. I love that. Just make the moments last, you know? And the thing is, he could have liked her, you know? They could have had a nice dynamic. I don't think it would have ever been love for him, but, you know.
No,
The old
man can
Mayfly
date.
December romance.
Yeah.
I can't blame him.
No.
There's George.
Yeah.
Oh, he's awake.
Incinerated and pulverized. Can you pulverize a blood sample?
I don't know. But if he's just woken up in the middle of the night, I wouldn't be able to use either of those words.
I hope the man's like always like you know, he's so prepared
Just
now for being
from
woken
0
up.
to 100. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess it's just like from years of like being in the military. He's got to be always ready. Oh yeah, Daniel gets really worked up.
This is where I would say, okay, then we take the equipment that we need through the Stargate and go over there and work.
Yeah, well, doesn't Sam suggest that? Because like they're all about not leaving a man behind, but that's pretty much what they do.
Maybe after Broken Divide, they're like super paranoid now.
Yeah, maybe.
They're like, nah, mate.
Yeah, just in case it's contagious.
Sure. There we go.
Oh, here's there's a thing about this one. It says here, O'Neill watches a video footage about his team. Even the antenna is pulled out while it is not even broadcasting live video. So why is the antenna out? Yeah, there it is.
Point.
Yeah. Oh, antennas, guys. This is like such a throwback.
Man, what that just does not feel right.
Yeah.
No.
That is rough.
Oh my goodness. After everything Jack said, and they're still here worshipping him. But what else do they know?
They don't know anything else.
Like, if you got definitive proof that like God wasn't real, you'd be kind of like, you'd be in strong denial for a long time, given that it's like what you've been taught with and raised with. But these guys have great hair. That kid, look at that fabulous hair.
Yeah, they've got like a beautician or something on site. They must.
I want to know what conditioner that kid's using.
Yeah,
the
weird
accent change. Yeah. Peel-ups. Maybe it was easier to get the old over in the southern accent.
Maybe.
Or whatever accent that is. I see it as that because I'm, you know, an ignorant Brit.
Well, he may have a southern ancestor.
Maybe.
That he's
possibly
leaning into.
Well, I think I read somewhere that he wanted to look like his grandfather. Like he only agreed, or you see the wavering of the lightning
It's
Someone
bolt.
in the
yeah.
comment just said that. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
It's not
Dan Ben.
It's obviously not stone.
Yeah.
But I read somewhere that he only agreed to be aged extensively with makeup if he was allowed to look like his like grandfather or something.
I love that.
So maybe he was channeling a relative, and that's where the accent came from.
To be honest, I don't think the makeup's like terrible. I just think they just went a bit extreme.
It's not awful, except for that little bit that was like not quite stuck down to the side of his face, but that was not very obvious.
Things happen. Oh my goodness, look at these guys.
Because he's not here. It's just his
yeah.
statue.
Honestly, Stargate did weird things to my brain as a kid. It was like, like I was raised a very strong Catholic, and then the show made me question my religion a lot with stuff like this. But then it would bring it back again with other episodes and with the ancients, and I'd be like, oh, I just don't even know what to think anymore.
The show, depending on the episode, really, it doesn't. I mean, you could argue it says no to religion, but I think more importantly, the show encourages you to discern.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If your religion is telling you to strike other people down, you might have a problem there.
Yeah, the Ori are not my favorite.
Yeah. Taught her tic-tac-toe. That's funny.
Yeah, he was playing it really badly
Very
as well.
cute.
Like, how did you not realize she was about to make a line there, you doofus? Unless he was going easy on her.
And she's probably just settled. She's just settled into a place of his friend rather than his wife.
Yeah.
Which is really sweet.
We're outside of the field.
1 second.
Yeah. My friend,
right
when she was watching this with me, she was like, "Man, this show is like actually a lot saucier than I realized." And I was like,
"Saucier."
This episode?
Yeah. She was like, "What kind of TV were you watching growing up?" I was watching like Barbie and Disney, and I'm like, "Yeah, I know." But I was like,
it could have been worse. Like
those.
Stargate's pretty tame, really.
It is. But she thought it was a bit weird for me at 5 years old to watch episodes like this.
Well, I was watching like, I don't know what I was watching, Home Improvement and Full House.
Hey, that's good. She actually, so she's not like a huge Stargate fan, but she's watched it with me a lot. She hadn't seen this one before, so when she was sitting there, she started trying to guess what the next plot twist was going to be. And it was very interesting. It's very fun engaging with new people with Stargate.
Yeah, I haven't been able to convince any of my friends to watch it.
Brawl.
It's a lot to ask someone.
Yeah.
Here, sit down
It
and watch
really
350
is.
hours.
I offer people Battlestar Galactica first because it's only 4 seasons and it's like nice and easy. But I gave my friend, I was like, ultimatum, Battlestar or Stargate, and they took Stargate. And I went, okay. you want 17 seasons? All right. So
yeah,
just because they like one show doesn't mean they like another.
No, exactly.
Even Atlantis or Universe.
I think they chose it based on the vibe, but I was like, out of my 2 babies, I'd love to watch one with you, so please pick one.
There you go.
You know?
And this was reused as the top.
Yes, the frequency emitter.
Yep, as the top of the device.
In Cronus's Hatak.
Yes.
In Exodus.
Good times. Those are some good episodes. I'm very excited to get there. I love when they do these shots, but man, it must be like hard to get that stuff. Although they saved money on the puddle. So
yes, they did.
For shooting it from the side of the Stargate.
Yep.
Correct.
Got to save money when you can.
Saving
it for like the end of the series or something.
Yeah, that's how I thought. I always assumed they were waiting.
Yeah.
Gigiana says, I'm always jealous of people watching for the first time. I wish I could watch it for the first time again now. And I live vicariously through other people.
You could get your mind wiped by some of those nanites.
Yeah, I'd love that.
And then you could watch it again fresh.
Stargate. Literally, all I want. We should do it together, Evie. We should wipe Stargate and see if we still ship Sam and Jack.
Like learning curve, like nanites.
Yeah.
Is it damaged? Is that why it's flashing?
Yeah, I'm assuming.
There's the answer. Would it be a shame if they never went to sleep ever again?
I mean, would they be tired though? Like, would the nanites kind of like compensate or something?
That's the question. Is like, how does it?
If I didn't sleep, I'd get so much done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think for a while Adam was trying that that weird sleep routine where you only sleep for a couple of hours and then
Yes,
you
I heard about
stay
that.
awake and then you go to sleep again for a couple of hours and it goes like that. Apparently a lot of geniuses used to sleep like that.
Did
like
it work?
Einstein or something. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, he decided not to do it anymore and it took him a long time to get back into a regular sleep rhythm.
Yeah, sleeping patterns are really awful sometimes.
But he did get a lot done. I think at the time he was playing a video game at the time and he like sunk so many hours to it like when I was sleeping.
I wonder what it was.
It was Skyrim.
Yeah.
That's
the game I was playing when David called me and said, "How do you feel about doing a new show?"
There you go.
My whole X-Tremists, and I was
it all comes back to Skyrim.
Yeah.
So apparently his aging was just a facade. He wasn't actually aging.
Yeah, which is really weird.
They basically say to him, "Go home in 2 weeks' time. You'll be back to normal."
Yeah.
So he's going to do like a whole Benjamin Button thing.
I did find this shot really weird. They zoomed in real close to Daniel and Teal'c's face, and I was like, why'd you have to get that close? I invaded their personal space too much there.
That's funny.
Sometimes they just cut to SG1 watching Jack do something really awkwardly for me. I'm just like, oh, I didn't need to know you guys were there.
Like
we're about to get another
they'll
one.
cut to like Sam laughing, like trying to like hide a little chuckle.
Awesome jealousy, but yes, a jealous chuckle, the awkward, you know, while being jelly. I know that's what I would do.
I love how he says here, I don't think that Pelops is going to be. What if Pelops was just like near to just off elsewhere? I always
thought about that. Yeah.
You know, he just may be on another planet right now.
They're convinced he's dead, but like,
how would
sure?
they know? They've lived only 100 days. Maybe he was
proof.
there a few months ago. So
that's true. That's really true.
Dan Ben said, have you seen every version of every episode? Because there are different like other languages and stuff that you can watch it in, which is what Gene Diada's response was. I've watched it in Spanish to try and get a new, fresh perspective, and I have never cringed so hard.
Really?
Oh, really? Yeah. Like what, the voiceovers or
because it's like
the dubbing.
Yeah, well, if you watch it on TV in Spain, it goes Stargate, and I'm just like, nope. When the intro comes up,
what's wrong with that?
Turn it off. But yeah, there are loads of episodes where I'm just like, I can't, because they sound wrong, and my brain just doesn't compute.
Yeah.
See the frame froze at the end of the episode there?
That was like a freeze moment. It does it every time. I did it to my DVDs as well. I guess it was a choice that they made.
It's kind of cheesy. Yeah. It's kind of like a 90s movie thing.
This is 1997, so we can give it some slack. Guys, I just had a delightful time. That was such a quick one. Like, I've seen it so many times.
It's the same length as everyone else, as every other episode.
Some episodes feel longer, like First Commandment. That was...
Yeah, First Commandment was rough.
Yeah.
Well, for sure. You go.
I thoroughly enjoyed that more than usual. It's nice to talk to other people and having Evie
experience with it.
Having Evie talking about it is cool. Sorry, carry on.
Okay, I apologize. Christina McQuarrie did a bang up job with the classic Greek outfits. So
I loved them. I thought they were fabulous. Everyone looked great. Their hair was great. You know,
hair and makeup was good.
Also, because Greeks are all mainly white and only slightly tan, it was a lot easier to find actors that fit the
profile
in Canada.
There's a lot of those in Vancouver,
for sure. All right, gang. That was
should we rate